So between two of the top name brands in the phone call industry for headsets, which one has the best noise canceling, which one has the best microphone? Let's find out in this video. Okay guys, so I know you have really short retention rates and attention spans, so I'm going to get this out right away. Now today we're going to be comparing two headsets, one from Plantronics, and that is going to be the Plantronics Voyager Focus compared to Jabra's Evolve 75 headset. These are both noise cancelling and Bluetooth, which are pretty cool. They're decently priced. You'll have to see and find out what I think about those, but this is a comparison, so I'm obviously not going to get every single feature. I might miss out on a few. You can always let me know what I messed up on, like usual, in the comments section of the videos, and make sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to be doing a kind of interesting Q&A for the channel and what I plan to do with the future of it, because I'm definitely trying to mix things up soon, and I'll put a timestamp somewhere on the screen if you just want to watch that. If you're just a fan, I definitely suggest checking that out. Also, before we get into it, I want to tell you about my new Instagram that I've added for my channel. It should be linked in the description at techtrovert.official. Okay guys, so to get started on the main idea of the video, we can get into the different features that each headset basically boasts on their website that makes it unique from the other one, and they should all be in links in the description, and some of those links might be affiliates. I know that most people probably won't tell you that whenever you buy something there, at no cost to you of course, and if you want to support the channel, then just maybe consider doing that, and I'll talk more about how that helps me in some future videos that I'm going to come up with. Okay guys, starting us off, we're going to be doing the Plantronics branded headset. Now I've probably told you more about the names. This is the Plantronics Voyager Focus, and I'm going to be starting off with the features like I said, just some general ones. Now first of all, this is pretty cool. The ear cups rotate 180 degrees, which might not sound too crazy if you've seen 90-degree rotating ones, but the mic does the same thing. So it comes down this much, but you can also flip it around and have it on the other side. So depending on what your preference is, I know I typically like having my mic on the left side for some reason, so that's good to have. Now for another feature, you see some blue lights right here. Whenever you're on a call, two of them will bounce back and forth across each other whenever you're on a call, so someone knows whenever you're on a call pretty much. Now the next thing that these things have that's pretty interesting and unique from the other headset, which we'll get into, is a pressure sensor. So whenever you're wearing the headphones and you take them off, it knows whenever you're doing that, so it pauses your music, and when you put them back on, it'll instantly play it. Or whenever you're using your microphone on a call, it automatically mutes it whenever you're in a call. So if you're talking to someone when you take off your headset, no problem. You put the headset back on though, then it's good to go. And then there's another interesting feature that this one has that's also quite unique, is a separate button, and I'll get into more controls later, but a separate button that whenever you get a call while you're listening to music, for example, you press it, you can answer the call, and then whenever you're done, you can just press it again, and it'll instantly start playing the music again. Alright, now into the Jabra headset, which is another brand that's pretty big in this call headset industry. They have the Evolve 75 here, and this one's definitely got a bunch of different features going for it. Firstly, it doesn't have your 180-degree rotating ear cups. Those are just 90 degrees, and same thing with the mic, it's just 90. But an interesting thing here is with the muting, which I'll get into more buttons on the other headset later, this one automatically mutes whenever you're on a call. So if you have something that you want going on that you don't want your coworkers to hear, you just flip up the mic and it's no problem. I definitely like headsets that have that feature. Now another thing that this headset has is it also has a built-in light. Now I think this one is personally more easy to see than the other one, than just two little blue lights bouncing back and forth, because this one has a big red light that goes around here that is just red and it turns on and off, so people also know that you're on a call. Now for some more software sides of things, on the Jabra headset you get 100 feet of different connectivity range all the way from a really far distance. Obviously it might not always be up to 100 feet in some cases depending on objects, but you could probably at least get 50 good feet out of this headset. And the really interesting thing is that it comes with this tiny little chip. Compared to the other headset for Plantronics, this one is so tiny that you can literally just have it held in your hand. It practically looks like the thing sticking out from your computer is just there so you can grab it and pull it out. And if you guys want to see something interesting about the Plantronics headset chip, it's actually their I know it looks a lot bigger, and it is, but I've actually realized from using it that this has a light up thing whenever you plug it into your computer, and it's normally blue and flashes blue whenever you're connected, and whenever you mute your mic it turns red, so you know. So it's got a bunch of little colors built in to let you know the status of the headset as well, which is actually a really cool feature. Another thing that Jabra offers on their Evolve 75 is dual device connectivity, which is a pretty cool feature. If you didn't know, if you want to be listening to music, for example, on your phone, but then you want to swap over to a call on your laptop that just popped up, you can connect to both of those devices at once and then just swap over your headset to either one that you want to use, which is really nice and convenient to have whenever swapping a Bluetooth device. Okay, so the next thing I would consider doing would be looking at the comfort and the build of these headsets. Now, both of them have a good build to them where you can bend the top band a little bit because it's a nice metal band, most likely steel or something of that sort, and both of them have a pretty nice and comfy plush sort of headband. I can't really tell which one I like more, maybe the Jabra's, but at the same time I like Plantronics plush ear cups maybe a little more than Jabra's. And both of them seem to have a pretty sturdy build overall. They're not going to break as long as you're not using them for anything besides work calls anyway. So yeah, you have the comfort and the sturdiness there that you want in a good headset for sure. And then also for sound quality, they sound pretty decent for headphones. They're not your audiophile headsets or headphones, but for sure these sound pretty good with any sort of music you put into them. I believe both headsets have 40mm drivers, somewhere around that range, so you're going to get some pretty medium level audio whenever you're listening to music, and overall it's not going to be that bad for anyone that's just doing work calls for sure. And for the buttons on the headsets, starting off with the Voyager Focus, you have your all typical features. I already talked about the special button that allows you to play and pause things whenever you get calls and music and to resume your music, but on the other side you have your volume wheel right here, and then you also have play, pause in the same button, and then forward and backward. And on the other side, around the other button, like I said, is the microphone, and on the microphone you actually have a nice little red muting button, which is pretty convenient for wherever you just want to mute the mic, pretty much the job of the button. And on the bottom you have your active noise cancelling little switch that allows you to turn it on and off. Now for Jabra's Evolve 75, you have some different features, but at the same time some typical features that you should find on a headset. Now you have one button for play and pause on the side for your Jabra buttons that have the little red lights around them whenever the headset's on. You also have volume buttons, which are signified by a little bit of a textured button at the bottom, one dot, and then a textured button of two dots at the top, so you know the difference between the top and the bottom. And then you also have the listen in button on the side, so definitely a little bit more minimalistic. And then on the bottom you have a button for active noise cancelling, and you also have your switch for on and off. Now I might as well get into it sooner than later because it's the price that we probably all want to know about right now. And between these two headsets, and I talked about the charging stand that the Plantronics one comes with, you can also get the Jabra headset with the charging stand, but the key difference is the pricing. And obviously both of these headsets are priced at whatever the UC certified standard is, so this audio and everything in the headset should work fine at this price range for anything you plug it into that works with Bluetooth pretty much. Now for the prices of these two, they're quite dramatically different. If you want to get the Jabra headset, you're probably going to have to pay around $330. Now I know some companies are willing to pay a lot for a good headset for their workers, but at the same time, the Plantronics one only cost $135. Nope, I just checked and it's cost $230 now. And comes with the charging stand. But if you do get the Jabra headset, you can get it around $270, $280, looking through the Amazon links in the description, and obviously you're gonna have to pay a little bit more for these headsets. But I want to get into noise cancelling quickly before I diss these headsets too much. For the noise cancelling, this is where the Jabra headset definitely gets its mark on the price back from the Plantronics, because there's quite a big difference if you didn't notice. Now, I would prefer to have a headset that fully covers your ears. I'm definitely a bigger fan of those because those actually allow for already some automatic noise cancelling, and then with these headsets noise cancelling combined, that would be very nice. But for some smaller, less bulky headsets, the job that they do, I'd say it's okay. Personally, I prefer Jabra's work on that because with the Plantronics, it just sounds like a little bit muffled version of what you would hear with the sounds outside, compared to Jabra, where they actually lower the volume of the things going on outside you pretty good, I would say. I could still hear about a third of it left, but if I press harder on either headset, that definitely helps. Like I said, the cupping would probably be nicer to have. But the thing with Jabra that they also did differently, which is pretty nice, they actually decided to add in a button that allows you to listen in on what's going on outside. Now, unlike the Plantronics, where it just has a button to turn noise canceling on and off, Jabra allows you to have the microphones for noise canceling to actually hear what's going on outside and play what's going on inside for your headphones, so you can hear people around you, compared to Plantronics' more hands-on approach of taking the headset off and then having it play whenever you put it back on. I personally like Jabra's approach to that much better. Okay guys, so you should be able to hear some background noise coming off of this mic at least. Hopefully you do, and then we can swap over to the Plantronics, something like that, or the Voyager Focus. But yeah, let me try muting the mic for you also. Probably hear me again now. Let's see how this sounds when I put it up, and then I can keep talking and put the mic down. So let's swap over to the Jabra headset now. Okay, so you guys can probably hear me right now on the Jabra Evolve 75 headset now. This is what the microphone again sounds like with the background noise. You should be able to hear that, and then you can hear this. Hopefully it does cancel out the background noise, and you can make the judgment yourself of which microphone you think sounds better and cancels out the background noises that you're dealing with in the every single day workplace. And now let's try to hear me talk again, because it automatically mutes, like I said, with this headset, which is pretty a nice feature to have compared to the Plantronics one. Now for my personal picks on the headsets, it's definitely a tough one, and it's really going to depend on you. A lot of time that's what my response is to comparisons like this. But if you're like a bigger business that's trying to, say, buy a bunch of good headsets for your employees, I think the bang for your buck value on the Plantronics headset is a lot more worth it than Jabra's for sure, because you get, your charging stand and everything, and a few features that the Evolve 75 doesn't even have, for that price range, for probably a couple $100 less compared to Jabra's, where you'll probably have to pay a few $100 more. But if you're trying to invest in a personal headset that will work really good for you, that's going to be really nice for you, and you have the budget for it, Jabra's things like noise canceling and some features, just you can't beat. From the Plantronics, they just can't really do much about that with this specific headset, at least. So if you have the budget, go for Jabra, but if you're a bigger company trying to save a little bit of money, I'd go for Plantronics. Those are my thoughts. Okay, so basically for anyone that doesn't care about my channel at all, this is the end of the video. Maybe you want to check out one of my videos and a poll card right there. But for some of you, I definitely want to tell you about the future direction that I'm thinking about for my channel, at least. Now, I know there's been some poll answers about doing a second channel for like gaming or whatever, and like just trying out different sort of challenges, and you can even check my description of my channel and it says tech challenges and things like that. Yet I haven't actually gone into them, which is what I want to talk about here quickly before I end the video. So I have been thinking a lot about making a second channel, or trying to redirect this channel, which I think would be a little bit more difficult to do, but I was coming up with a bunch of ideas basically for my channel, and I'm not exactly trying to be the next review everything channel or all that stuff, which would be great, but obviously you have to keep fresh review products all the time, and I still have a good amount, but eventually I want to do something a little bit different. I want to have my own unique taste to things, and my sense of humor isn't exactly working on that. I know a lot of you aren't exactly agreeing with it. Some of you like it, a few of you maybe I'll put on the screen, but not exactly everyone is enjoying that. Now, I want to say that I want to get into these more fun challenges, because I think that'll just be a little bit more fun with me, because I love doing tech, but I want to have some fun with it. I'm not saying tech is boring to me, but I think adding my own taste to it is just going to make it way more fun for me. So with that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.